For the 50th anniversary of D&D, LEGO decided to have a competition for the ideas range and see who can create the most awesome one, and this happened to be our winner, the Tale of Red Dragon. Now, this is very exciting as a D&D player and fan myself, where you actually have a fully buildable set with all your characters, your villains, your classes and minifigures, and then you also get a downloadable campaign that you can play. Now, that will be really exciting to also try out with my friend group once I have the set up and downloaded the prints. Fortunately, in South Africa, we did not get the official book, only get the downloadable version. But, I mean, this is still cool. It's just really awesome that we are able to pick the set. So, the campaign starts out at the bottom, at the tavern. Obviously, where all good D&D adventures start. You make your way up through the castle and have your epic dragon battle at the end. What more can D&D players ask for? But let's quickly roll the dice on this one and see if it's a critical success or critical failure. Now, the set itself is made up out of 3 main pieces. On the left here, you've got the inn, then you've got sort of your forest that you go through, up across the tower, and there's also a dungeon around the back, and then goes up all the way to the very top of the tower. Now, the inn is my favorite part of this build, I think, and it's just very reminiscent of every time you start a campaign. You're always at the tavern or at the inn, and it's just really cool the way that they built this one up as well, with the different angle that it uses. As you can see, this one also sits at a 45-degree angle, and then you've got some really cool color scheming for the roof with that dark purple and blue colors. Very nice contrast. And then with the sign here, which is actually quite a nice pun, in plain sight being the name here. Now, the door can open, and then you've got a pier here just if you want to do some fake fishing. So for the first floor, you've got the actual tavern part of it. You can see there's some barrels and some food around and drinks for all your characters. And then in the corner here, there's also some extra weapons that you can pick up and take along on your journey. The second level here is a room that you can rent, and obviously with this being D&D, not everything is as it appears. You've got this very obvious mimic on the side that just has some coins and teeth there. But if you look closely at the bed, it also has some eyes poking out there, and when you lift up the covers, some really vicious teeth that might do a bit of damage to your party. And then on the side, the chimney going up is just really well built up. I did enjoy learning this technique to see how you can do it with a 1x1 snot and that sort of angle piece. It just creates something really cool. And on the top, you've got this wisp of smoke. Then the second part of the build here is your forest and dungeons leading up through to your tower, just with a little bridge and broken down bit here. Now, you've got this very ominous looking tree with a face here on the one side. That's obviously a character you can speak to as well. And then there's some few hidden Easter eggs and sort of like secrets here for your campaign. Now, this one can be lifted up, and then you've just got a gold and key hidden here. That will actually come into play later. Second hidden location is here behind the steps. Now, this whole part can remove, and then you can actually start seeing the back of the dungeon. But it's just to make it easier access for you to get another spell book here, and then a sword from a skeleton. And there's just a better look at your tree man, and on the side you've got these tentacles coming up for a sea beast that you can fight, and this is also hiding a secret location behind here, which is the entrance into the dungeons. Now at the back you can see some of the myconoids here in the forest that you can encounter. You've also got this really lovely shield print with the beholder on it. And then to the left, this door actually leads into a prison where you will find your dragonborn. Now the dungeons itself holds a bunch of goodies. You've got some slime enemies on the side here. There you can see the skeleton at the back. You've also got the gelatinous cube, which unfortunately has already taken its first prisoner. And then on the side, there's just a few other extra weapons and pieces that you can pick up to help you on your journey. So at the top here, you can see the bridge has taken quite a bit of damage. It's just really nice small details like that. Also managed to knock off some of these parts while trying to put the dragon on, which just didn't work out the way I wanted to. Now the tower section here is actually quite interesting, and you can see it does go up quite a bit, with that door leading to the entrance of the magic room for your bad guy. But also here at the bottom, that sticker print, which is a photo frame, is actually on the back side of the inn, which is quite cool. So the first section you enter here has some of those fancy stairs. Then you've also got a bunch of skeletons in wait to try and attack your party. On this side here, when you open the door, there is actually an axe trap, which can be quite deadly to your party. And then hidden in the far back, let me actually just turn it this way rather, there is a few other hidden pieces, especially this book, which is another book of spells for your mage. Now in your next section, you can also grab a key if you didn't find the hidden one in the forest. And at the back is this very funky dragon shrine, which your bad guy uses to summon the red dragon. And then going up, you can see there's an egg that he stole from that family. Summon, and he's also got a little bit of a dark magic room going on here. So I think first of all, I must just say all the printing on these minifigures are just amazing, and it continues on from the D&D minifigure series. Now, looking at your orc rogue here, you've got this blue robes with sort of like your pouch belt there. Really awesome. Same for your magician. Just want to take the book out of the way. But you can see that also comes with blue, but with this nice gold detailing all over. And then for your gnome fighter, that classic armor breastplate piece with a stone in the middle and a belt buckle. So next to the characters, you can see they also have a secondary face that you can put on. This is just if you want to gender swap your characters, just to make it a little bit more customizable. Then as well, you get these really cool weapons for them. I think I especially like the gnome fighter's shield there with a displacer beast on it. But your rogue has daggers, your wizard has the staff and then the book, and your gnome fighter has a sword and shield combo here. So for your gnome, you can swap out with a great sword. For your rogue, you can give them the crossbow. And then for your wizard, just to put these down quick, inside of the book, now this front cover is a sticker unfortunately, but inside you've got a really cool print for one of the spells, and then that can also be swapped out for some of these tiles, and they are more scattered in the set as I mentioned, where you can add these for extra spells. And besides the orc, each of these characters have printing on the back of their faces, and that printing for your rogue does go onto the back torso there. Then your last playable character and other characters from the set, you have your cleric dwarf there, then you get this dragonborn, and you've got the innkeeper. Now, as I mentioned in the build, he is looking a bit sus with that face there. Same for his secondary face. And we'll reveal that now. But first, the printing for his torso is really cool, as well as the Dragonborn here. It just is a notch above some of the ones we've been getting in the last few years. Now, turning it around, the prints do continue on. You can see our innkeeper there has some potions on the back, as well as his face print. Now, let's quickly set that one up. And surprise, surprise, he is actually the main villain. Comes with a staff and then that Palpatine lightning in green. But that face print just is really so cool with the lightning bolts across his eyes. Then in terms of the beasts you get, one is the Beholder here. Now, all of these eyes are prints as well as the main eye, which is really cool. This eyelid piece is also made with one of those car wheel covers, which is really cool. The mouth here can open and close a little bit. Comes on this translucent stand. And then all around you'll see those eyeballs attached to these tentacle bits and pieces, which is a really, really clever build actually. Then you've got your displacer beast. Now the face does look a little bit wonky on this one, but the eye is a print. You've got all 6 of the legs there. These tentacle tendrils where its power does come from. And it's got quite a sleek little build there. Then probably my favorite from them, the owlbear. Now, Those are also printed eyepieces, which is really nice. These joints can also move out quite a bit, but it is a nice sturdy build. And then you've got some of this just for your fur texturing and a little tail at the end there. And just for some extra staples, you've got the skeletons. Now they do have different accessories and pieces to them. There's 3 in the set. And then your myconoid as well. There's 2 of these. They come with this really cool face print, which does continue on around the back. Lastly, you've got your red dragon. Now, this one is really well built up with a lot of ball joints here for your neck. Each of your legs can also move. Same with the tail. It's got a lot of articulation points and joints. And then your wings can also lift up, or they can be rotated. So just a bit of a closer look at the face. There is a print in there for your eyes. Then your jaw can also open and close a little bit with a firebolt coming out. These are actually cool, the bat wings that they use for sort of almost like ear bits. And then you also get a lot of these spikes, sword pieces that you can use that actually does run all the way along the back of the dragon's body. And just for the top of the head, some clever past usage in using that broom's bottom piece to create funky horns. Now the wings itself is made from this material and there is no print to it, which would have been nice, but it does create quite a menacing look, and the dragon is a little bit bigger than I actually thought it would be. So this really just is an awesome Lego set, and I think having an adventure crammed in here is just really so cool with the amount of Lego that you're getting. Now, there's Easter eggs hidden throughout it. You've got lots of collectibles and adventure items for you as you go along the journey. I mean, the structures are just, the way they're built up are really cool. A lot of mimics, a lot of extra small things hidden. It's just really cool. It feels like a whole mission. Now, there is one drawback, unfortunately, with the set, and that would be the dragon. It's really just not as good as some of the ones we've been getting from Ninjago, and unfortunately, the way they showed it on the box, this thing can stand on the castle, but this is the best I could do. I tried to watch some videos, and it's kind of just hanging here on for dear life, and I did break a bit of the castle trying to put it on. But other than that, the minifigures are awesome. And I think if you can have the D&D minifigures to add, you've got quite the adventure ahead of you. The other beasts and creatures are also really awesome. And then just some of the smaller detailing for your forest man here. You've got other extra villains like your skeletons, your myconoids. It really just is the complete D&D package and honors the 50 years that this game has been going on. And it just really makes for a cool Lego set. And I also feel for castle fans, they'll be happy to get this to their collection as well. You've got the whole setup, and it's not often that we really get in for our medieval adventures as well. But that's just my thoughts on it. Comment below if you like this D&D set. Like and subscribe if you're enjoying the reviews, and then we'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye.